If you're the kind of guy who actually enjoys working on your car, detailing it on a Sunday, or just having a place that feels like your own personal HQ, this one's for you. Most garages come unfinished for a reason, and most guys leave them that way. But if you've been thinking about leveling yours up into something that's functional, clean and cool, you're in the right place. This video breaks down 9 practical and sharp design ideas that'll turn your garage into a space that actually works for your lifestyle. Nothing overdone, nothing performative, just solid ideas that make sense. Drywall and drive. Garages start out unfinished, not because builders are lazy, but because it keeps costs and regulations simpler. Once you fully finish a garage, in some places, it gets treated like living space. More inspections, more property taxes, more red tape. So builders keep it basic. Exposed studs, rough drywall seams, and maybe a sad wire dangling from the ceiling like it's waiting for a horror movie to start. But here's the move. You don't need to turn it into a living room. Just clean it up, seal the gaps, throw up some OSB or painted panels. Even basic drywall makes the space feel more put together, like it belongs to someone who actually spends time out here. Cabinets mount better. Sound echoes less. You won't get drywall dust in your sockets every time you hang a tool. It's like giving the room a proper handshake, and it suddenly feels like yours. Next, let's talk about where your feet go, and where your oil stains shouldn't live forever. Tire-ready floors. Bare concrete works. If you're okay with permanent oil stains, dust that never really leaves, and cracks that make your garage look like it's been through an earthquake. Sure, it's tough, but it's not smart. If you're using your garage for anything beyond parking, then you should choose a floor that can handle the mess, not add to it. That's where epoxy comes in. It seals the surface, resists chemicals, and gives you that clean motorsport feel without the pit crew. Can't commit to epoxy? Go with interlocking garage tiles. They're modular, easy to install in a weekend, and most are perforated for drainage, so water, snow, or spills don't pool under your car. They also hide decades of concrete damage and give your space a clean, tactical finish. Just avoid the cheap peel and stick faux metal tiles. If your floor needs to cosplay as steel, it's probably hiding something worse underneath. Now that your garage looks like it has a pulse, let's light it like you actually want to see what you're doing in there. Headlights on. Most garages come with lighting that barely qualifies as functional. Either a single bulb that leaves the corners in shadow, or flickering fixtures that feel more haunted than helpful. Not exactly ideal when you're trying to wrench, clean, or just find the bolt you dropped. Upgrade to LED shop lights, 5000 Kelvin daylight balanced, no hum, no heat. Bright enough to actually work under, clean enough to make the whole space feel intentional. Want to go further? Set up lighting zones. One for working, one for hanging out, one just to show off when someone stops by. It's a small shift that makes everything else feel dialed in. Alright, let's tackle the junk pile that's been multiplying behind your back. Trunk junk. For most guys, the garage slowly turns into a graveyard. Old gym gear, broken chairs, spare tiles from your last apartment, Halloween decorations from 3 relationships ago, it all ends up here. Eventually, you're sidestepping boxes just to get to your car, and wondering when your space turned into a storage unit with a garage door. Start by going vertical. Pegboards, wall-mounted panels, or modular systems like Husky or Gladiator free up floor space and make everything easier to find. If it doesn't serve your car, your tools, your body, or your peace of mind, it goes. This isn't about minimalism. It's about not tripping over your past every time you grab a socket set. Do the 3-box method. Keep it, relocate it, trash it. Keep what actually gets used in the garage. Relocate stuff that belongs elsewhere. Laundry room, attic, trunk of your car. Trash anything that makes you roll your eyes when you pick it up. Don't overthink it. If it hasn't earned space next to your car, it doesn't belong there. This isn't spring cleaning, it's just clearing out the noise. And once you clear the floor, you'll finally have room for the one thing every garage needs, but most guys forget entirely: the pit stop. No more fixing parts on the floor like you're rebuilding a carb in a parking lot. A proper workbench, even a small one, sends a message. It says, "I don't just own tools, I use them." You don't need to build a full-blown machine shop. Just start with a solid bench, a vise that won't budge, and a tool chest you didn't impulse buy during a midnight sale. Add a mounted power strip, decent task lighting, and maybe a Bluetooth speaker if you want to make it feel like your own little command center. Bonus points for a magnetic tray or drawer organizer, because nothing kills momentum like digging through a plastic bin looking for the 10mm socket that always disappears. But wait a minute, fellas. Let me know in the comments. What's one garage upgrade you added that completely changed how you use the space? Could be gear, layout, lighting, anything. Drop your best move below, might feature it in the next one. And speaking of setups, the next upgrade isn't about tools, it's about taste. Design tune-up. You've put effort into your apartment. Why does your garage still look like you borrowed it from your uncle who stopped caring in 2006? Pick a theme: industrial minimalism, retro shop, tactical blackout. It doesn't have to be loud, just intentional. Paint one wall a darker tone. Mount a metal sign that means something to you, not just man cave. And keep your colors consistent. Match your cabinets to your tool chest, or get floor mats in the same tone as your car. It creates flow. Even if no one says anything, they'll notice. Women notice, your friends notice, and more importantly, you notice. That's the point. You don't need designer lighting or framed blueprints of vintage Ferraris to make it feel legit. Even one cohesive detail, like matching cabinet handles or using the same finish across your hooks and racks, gives the whole space a sense of order. Think of it like talkie specs for your aesthetic. Dialed in, not overdone. The goal isn't to impress anyone, it's to walk in and feel like this space gets you. Now that the vibe's right, let's talk about gears. Specifically, how to store it without turning your garage into a hardware aisle. Gear rack. There's a difference between displaying your tools and showing off. Tool walls aren't about flexing gears you never use, it's about making the stuff you do use easier to reach. Wall-mounted racks, open shelving for detailing supplies, hooks for jacks and extension cords. Everything has a place, and nothing's in your way. Think of it like your gym gear. If it's out where you can see it, you'll use it. If it's buried under a pile of boxes, it just becomes clutter with a price tag. Keep the layout clean, logical, and close to where you actually work. It's not about being fancy. It's about not wasting time digging for gloves when your hands are already covered in grease. And speaking of grease, the next upgrade is less about what you install and more about what you clean. Detailing mode. A dirty garage isn't gritty, it's just dirty. Dust, oil, shavings, and random screws you swore you'd pick up last week. They don't add character. They wreck your tools, mess with your workflow, and make the whole space feel like something you want to leave, not stay in. Keep it simple. Shop vac, microfiber towels, and a mop bucket. A couple spray bottles, one with degreaser, one with glass cleaner. Even 10 minutes of cleanup on a Sunday resets the whole vibe. Bonus move. Get a small bin or drawer system for screws, washers, and all those "I'll use this later" pieces. Because nothing says amateur like rebuying bolts you already own but can't find. Now that your garage actually feels good to be in, let's make it a place you actually want to spend time. Garage lounge. If you're spending real time in the garage, wrenching, detailing, or just escaping the noise, make it livable. A mini fridge, a decent chair that didn't come from a curb, and speakers. Mount a wall fan for airflow, especially if summer turns your garage into a convection oven. You don't need to turn it into a man cave. Just give yourself permission to exist within the space. Just a place for you to chill and rest. When your garage feels like somewhere you want to be, not just a holding pen for your car, you start treating it differently. You take better care of your gear, your car, and yeah, even yourself. The garage can be more than just a utility space. It can be your reset button. Somewhere you can throw on music, work with your hands, or just sit with a cold drink after a long day. When the rest of your place feels like it's for everyone else, roommates, guests, work, and family, the garage becomes the spot that's yours. And sometimes, having that one corner of the world that runs on your terms is all you need to stay sane. If this video got your gears turning, this next one will take you further.